We've got a brand new festival in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and if you're wondering whether you should actually get this downloaded and log on to play it, then no problem, because in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to break it all down for you so you can decide if it's worth your time or not. So let's get going. Now, first up, if you've already played the Tombs of the Fallen, which came out a few days ago, then you won't actually need to download anything as you've already got it on your system. But if you haven't actually played the Tombs of the Fallen yet or downloaded the latest patch, you're looking at around 20 to 25 gigabytes on the Xbox, 4 to 6.5 gigabytes on the PlayStation, and another big boy 20 gigabytes on the PC. And in terms of actual requirements to play this festival, you just need to have completed either Grantebridge or Leicestershire story arc and actually have a settlement of level 2. And if you're also wondering what the Tombs of the Fallen update is all about, by the way, I will put an on-screen link to a video recap I did a few days ago at the end of this video if you're interested. Now, just like previous festivals, this is a time-limited event which runs from November the 11th to December the 2nd, and after that, you're just not going to be able to play it or pick up any of the rewards currently available. Now, in Norse mythology, harvest season actually marks the start of Odin's Wild Hunt, where spirits of the dead rise and savagely hunt the weak amongst the living. Now, that's not exactly what happens in this update per se, but you do partake in events and activities based around that kind of concept and myth. And if you have actually played previous festivals before, you'll be familiar with the setup here. We've got activities and quests we need to complete to earn festival tokens that we can then exchange at Norvid shop for rewards, which I'm going to cover shortly. Let's talk about these activities first though, and you're actually going to be able to partake in 3 here. We've got archery, it is back, but there's targets which actually swing into your way when you're doing the activity and subsequently try to block your score streak. So if you do hit over 1.5k score wise, you will pick up 30 tokens, by the way. But our second challenge is when we'll actually need to hop on our horse and shoot blockades to increase the timer at the top of your screen, as you can see here, which then grants us more time in the mini game to actually get that gold medal. And obviously, depending upon your performance, you're either going to be awarded with bronze, silver or gold, and that gold does net you 40 tokens if you manage to get it in this challenge. Now, our third activity is another tournament mini game here, where we will be cast into the Vale or Nether Realm, where we'll need to fight off waves of enemies as quickly as possible, and that's going to net you 90 tokens for the initial completion and 75 for repeating it, but only with your gear set, because you're actually given 2 options in terms of gear to run with after the initial activity, which is going to net you another 100 tokens each, but it's just going to take you a little bit longer to complete. And if you're looking for the best way to get tokens as fast as possible in this festival, I would recommend rinsing and repeating the tournament with your own gear set as the fastest way to grind. Unfortunately as well, I actually came across my only glitch of the festival here, which was a little bit disappointing, but if you ran into any more issues during this festival, do let us know down below in the comments. It's good to flag any of these problems or issues with one another. Now, before you go grinding those activities, it may be worth completing the 2 quests available in this festival, as they actually award you with 300 tokens in total, and they don't take too long to complete. We first have the Mad Monk quest, where we'll need to cross into that spectral realm again and face our worst enemy, and I'm not going to spoil who that is, just in case you do want to give this a go, but just know that you actually need to stand on this stone on your screen to line up the runes and then get that cutscene to trigger, by the way. We also have the Honourable Death quest, where we find a name carved onto the festival longship offering, which Eivor doesn't recognise, and you'll end up following the clues and finding out about this dude called Carth, who was actually a part of the great heathen army that invaded England. Again, I'm not going to show you the full vision in this video, but make sure you run down the hill and cross the river, by the way, and after you've done that, then cross back over to find the final clue underwater. That took me way too long to figure out. Also, after each quest, run back to Braun and do collect your tokens from his basket. They don't actually automatically populate in your inventory like the activities, and if you also complete all of these things we've spoken about once, you're going to pick up 480 tokens, just as an FYI, because everything in Norvid shop actually costs 1,290 tokens, so you're going to need to do a little bit more festival grinding for all those rewards. And before I do actually break down those rewards individually for you, if you have found any value in the video so far or learned anything new at all, a very swift like down below only takes a second of your time, and it genuinely helps me out, so thank you very much. Now, big thanks to Ibsarp in our Discord community for these awesome photos, and we do pick up this new weapon here called the Hell's Scythe. It's not a bad looking weapon, to be fair, as well as some new cosmetics such as the bone and hair beard styles for Eivor, as well as the Wild Hunt tattoo scheme, which also doesn't look too bad, and the Bone Raven scheme for Sunin. We also have a selection of settlement cosmetics here, which I'll pop on your screen now as well. Whether you want to grind for them is going to be your choice, but rewards aside, we also pick up 3 new skills in this update. We've got the Perfect Parry that actually allows you to deal additional damage to the attack when parrying. We've also got the Master Counter Roll that actually adds a hidden blade strike when you do time your counter roll well. That's a pretty cool skill, to be fair. And we've also got the improved bow stun finisher, which will now shoot arrows at all stunned enemies in your view, which also isn't too bad. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me on this update video, folks. I hope it was helpful. Leave a like down below if it was, and it's actually my first year anniversary on YouTube today, so thank you very much for your support, and as usual, coffee's on me.